City lining up outside the UN headquarters to oppose the Iranian president's speech to the General Assembly. The outrage comes on the heels of a prisoner swap to free 5 Americans, with Iran receiving $6 billion in unfrozen oil assets in exchange. Senior correspondent Eric Shawn, he is live here in New York City at the site where those protests were held earlier. Eric?
Well, Sandra, as you can hear, those protests are now continuing. They are very loud, and they are also very angry, upset at 2 presidents. Not only Iranian President Ibrahim Raihani, but also angry at the President of the United States. They take issue and are outraged at President Biden's billion-dollar deal. They are angry and outraged at President Biden's billion-dollar Iran deal that they say will now go to fund terrorism. The president swapped $6 billion Iranian oil revenue and some Iranian prisoners for those 5 Americans. These activists are members of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, the largest Iranian resistance group. Well, they tell me they are relieved and happy that the Americans are home. They also accuse the president of, they say, helping the murderous theocratic regime in Tehran.
The Iran regime has a history of spending its resources on terrorism, on suppressing the Iranian population, and just look at the past few months during the uprising, Tehran allocated an additional $700 million to empower the Revolutionary Guards and repressive forces to kill more people inside Iran.
Well, the group released a report showing that Iran's security is way up. $50 billion to prop up the Assad regime in Syria, $168 million in pay raises for the mullahs. The mullahs are the regime's hardline religious leaders. The administration says the money, though, will only go to humanitarian purposes, and the president says the deal is worth it.
We continue to be determined to take whatever step is necessary to deal with actions by Iran in a whole host of areas that are profoundly objectionable and that many other countries find objectionable.
Well, one group, the Media Research Institute, shows that taking American hostages for Iran is very lucrative. That group has tallied up all the money that Washington has handed over to Tehran for taking American hostages and getting them out since 1981. And we, American taxpayers, have given the Iranian government more than $15 billion for that. Back to you, Sandra.
A lot of activity happening there behind you. Eric, thank you.
And tomorrow, I will present the details at a special meeting of the UN Security Council.